Aloha and welcome to ICS 101 in the fall 2025 semester. My name is John Johnson. I'll be your instructor for the course. A little bit about my background. I worked in a Japanese company for about 3 decades here in Honolulu. I then worked at the state of Hawaii at DCCA for about 2.5 years. During that time, I was also a lecturer here at KCC, and now I am a full-time instructor as of January. So happy to be aboard and happy to have you in my class. So without any further ado, let me go ahead and explain to you a little bit about both Lamaku and the courseware that we're going to be using for this course. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'll share the entire desktop because that'll be necessary for showing you some of the pop-ups that we're going to have. So this is what Lamaku looks like. You'll get to Lamaku by going to lamaku.hawaii.edu, and then you'll use your normal credentials to log into the system. Once you're into the system, you'll have a number of courses here that you're going to be learning. Well, it has a list of all the courses you're in. You simply click into your course. The one that we're in is ICS 101-0 group. We click into here and you'll see that we have an announcement area. This is a very important area. I'll be sending out my first announcement after this video because I want to have a link to this video in here. So you can always look to announcements. I generally try to send out an announcement on Sunday. It's what I call a pacing announcement. It's basically telling you what we've covered, where we're going, what's due that week. But the number one resource for finding that out, there's two resources actually. One is within content in the system, and the other is within the learning software itself, the courseware, and I'll show you where that is. But I want to show you a little bit of Lamaku real quick. So over here, we have a visual table of contents widget. Vital source is the main link that we're going to use to get to our courseware. Announcements, this is always going to be here, and this is a very important thing. Always look here. So when I send out an announcement, it sends out an email to everybody. The problem with that is everybody gets an email for each course that they're registered for, and they get that daily. I don't know about you, but I get mine at 6 p.m. and that contains all kinds of information like what's due, what's coming due, and a lot of people end up just throwing them away. And I can understand that because there's rarely anything of significance to some people, but people often see, oh, it's from Lamaku and don't realize it's an announcement. Announcements can have very important information because I do post important information in there as well if something comes up. For example, I'll be posting something about getting your free Microsoft 365 student accounts. I'll send out a note for that. So you'll really need to respond to that within a timely manner. So do look in here at the announcements section. Also check your Lamaku announcements from ICS 101 to make sure that you're not missing anything. So the first thing that you see over here in upcoming events will only have this thing in here. It's not going to list any of the other things from your courseware. So we have a participation verification due on September 7th. You need to do this. It's located over here in quizzes. You just click on quizzes and it's right here. You just click into the participation verification to do it. And for some reason it's hidden. Let me go ahead and change that and make it visible to everybody. So yay, now it's visible. So you'll be able to see this. When you go to take this, it's a simple quiz. It's not graded. It's graded in one sense that if you don't take it, you'll be dropped from the class. That's because of participation verification is a system requirement that we have to do to make sure that everybody's actually engaging the classes. If they're not, then they're going to be automatically dropped, so it doesn't hurt against their grades and everything. So you need to go ahead and take this quiz. It's not hard. It's based entirely upon my syllabus, which you'll find over here in content. So in content under course overview, content tab has two important things. One is the course overview. The other is the vital source link here, and that links you to your courseware. So when we look in here, it has important information about the class, my name, big deal, my office, and also office hours are listed here. I don't have office hours. I meet with people through Zoom or Google Meet, and we can arrange that through email. My office phone, which I rarely check, is right here. And virtual office, again, Zoom or Google Meet is the best way. In, circumstances where people are just having a lot of trouble with something and need to meet, we can meet in the Copico labs at KCC. That's not a problem. So if there's any changes to the syllabus, I'll try to let you know in advance. Usually it won't be to your detriment. It'll be like, oh, we're going to move this due date back a little bit. I'll never be moving anything up or impinging on our promise that we have here, which is our course schedule. So ICS 101, we're providing fundamental information, technology concepts, and computing terminology. We're going to go through a lot of productivity software, and this software is going to be very important for you, not just in your academic career, but in your career to follow. Everybody's going to need to know how to use Word to write documents. Everybody's going to need to know how to use Excel to write up financial information. Everyone's going to need to know PowerPoint for presenting their ideas at meetings. And Access is one of the extra things that we teach in here that's getting a little bit more into the computer IT, side of things, but it's interesting, and I think you'll learn a lot from it. So we also have technology in action, which brings you through a lot of current things. It teaches you anywhere from the basics of computing parts all the way up to AI and issues that we're dealing with in AI, cybersecurity, things like that. So we have a number of course learning outcomes here that you can go through, and feel free to go through these. The things that I need you to focus on though is here in the class format. We're a 16-week course. You'll need to refer to the schedule below for when each assignment is due. You also need to know that you're going to have to spend time in this class. There's a good bit of work that we're going to be doing. There's also quizzes that are or passwords that are marked in yellow, so know to look for that. A thing in general, all report assignments are due at 11:55. I actually just changed that to 11:59, so I'll change this document a little bit later. And all assignments open at 8 a.m. on the respective start dates. I've actually opened them up already to a date in the past, so you don't have to worry about it. They're all open right now. Hawaii Standard Time is going to be used for all the assignments and the due dates, so keep that in mind. Some students travel during the semester. If you're traveling, then do understand that those due dates are in Hawaii Standard Time and not whatever time zone you're going to be in. Let's see, the required materials. Here it talks about how the Bookstores Interactive Digital Access Program, IDAP, as we call it, is how we're going to be acquiring the book. It's going to be the books Technology in Action as well as Office 2021. You're going to need to have a computer that can run Microsoft software. That's a Mac or Windows system, and a recent one at that. Chromebooks won't work, nor will Linux. So you'll want to make sure that you have a PC or a Windows PC or a Mac system. You're going to need access to lamaku.hawaii.edu, and you're going to be using Pearson's MyLab IT. So, and that's going to be accessible through this vital source link right here. So communication is key in this class. Two soft skills that you're going to be working on here, whether you know it or not, are going to be communication and time management. Time management, you're going to have to learn as students to manage your time in a way that you can get all of your work done in a timely manner. I don't accept late homework. So, just keep that in mind. You need to get this finished. If things are going awry, you need to communicate with me in advance. So one thing that all instructors are responsive to email between Monday and Friday. Generally, any email that comes in on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday are answered first thing on Monday morning, because the policy is that it takes about 24 hours, up to 24 hours to respond to all emails, because most of us are teaching 5-6 classes times up to 25 students, 30 students for a class. So we need a little bit of time to respond to your questions. So just keep that in mind. Don't wait till the last minute. A lot of people do this every single semester. They wait until Sunday at 10 p.m. to actually start working on their work. And by that point, they find out, oh gosh, something's wrong here. I'm having a problem. These problems don't give you extra time to finish your assignment. If you run into a problem because you wait till the last minute and I'm not online and answering email until Monday morning, then it'll be late work and lates are going to be zero. So don't wait till the last minute. You have to learn your time management. Uh, I can't stress this more, enough. Go ahead and try to get your homework done earlier in the week. Have it done by about midweek. So if at midweek you're having problems with it, you can communicate with me. You can get in touch with me and let me know. So time management is important. And the second thing is communication. Let me know when things are going wrong. If you need any help, just reach out to me. I'm happy to set up a Zoom meeting and meet with you. So always keep that in mind. So time management and communication, those are the two most important things here. In here, I mentioned that my phone is rarely used. I do occasionally get calls from the secretary that I answer, but I don't get a lot of calls that way, so I'm generally not checking it. So you can always reach me through email. I'm on email a lot during the day, so there's a good chance you'll get a really quick response from me. But don't expect a quick response on the weekend. I'm out and about just like most of you, and I'm not really accessible through email. And it's especially harder to arrange to set up a Zoom meeting with you at the last minute. So don't wait till the last minute. Get your stuff done earlier in the week so that you can ask me questions if you need to. Um, Alternative contact information. Dr. Richard Halverson is the new IT program coordinator. Calvin Tan is our department chair. So if you need to contact people, these are the alternative contacts. Academic honesty policy, don't cheat, don't use AI in anything that we're doing here. That's the basic understanding you can take away from that. Attendance and grading, we don't have attendance here. This is online asynchronous. It's going to be you're going to be doing the work. You can pace yourself, within the week. So every week, every Sunday, we have work that's due. We've got August 31st is going to be the first extra credit date where something is due. But after that, every Sunday at 11:55, 11:59 technically, you're going to have homework that's due. So that's the cadence that we're going to be going at. And I'll show you the schedule in just a second. So do read these here. Everything in red is very important. Evaluation and feedback, you're going to be getting pretty quick, evaluation for everything that you've got. Again, late work and missed assignments. It's sad, but every semester I have multiple people die in the families of students, usually at about 11:50 p.m. Sunday night. It seems to be a recurring theme in the class, but I'm saying this tongue in cheek. I hope you don't take that seriously. But yeah, don't wait until the last minute. Just get your work done early and get those questions to me so I can help you in a timely fashion. Extra credit, we've got 17 extra credit sections in here, each one worth 5 points. So that's a great opportunity for you to get extra credit to push your score up even higher. If you're worried about hitting that A mark or that B and something like that, you can do this extra credit work and get there. But again, the extra credit has due dates as well. Everything has a due date in here, so please don't miss your due dates. It would be sad to not get that extra credit when you need it. The letter grade system, 90 to 100% is going to be an A. So I have it broken down so that it's quite easy to remember. 900 and above is an A. 800 to 900 is a B. 700 to 799, C. 600 to 699 is a D. And F is anything lower than a 600. Your grade composition is going to be the following. 45% is going to be graded projects. 30% will be the technology and action quizzes. 25% will be the final exam, and 8.5% is going to be your extra credit, which actually doesn't count towards the 100%. So you look at this, you've got 55% plus 45%, that gives you your 100%. So there's a total of 1,085 points, and you just have to hit a 900 to get to the A mark. So I want to see a whole bunch of you getting A's. I'm very happy to give out all A's if possible. I hate giving out anything less, but it's the students that just don't do anything for 2 or 3 weeks and then decide they're going to try to catch up that end up hurting themselves. So please jump in, get started. If you have any questions, email me. I'm here for that. So the next thing is going to be the tentative course schedule. Tentative, it's pretty much set in stone, but here it is. Week 1 this week, all I want you to do is do a pre-assessment that's due on Sunday, August 31st. So I'm taping this on August 24th, so 1 week from today. And then you can look, you'll see that we have about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, anywhere between 2 and 5 assignments that are due every week. But out of a 5 assignment week, what you're going to find is the pattern is going to be like this. You have, so week 2 is particularly big because you've got the participation verification quiz. So you need to do that by September 7th. And then you're going to have, and this is the general pattern. Your general pattern is you're going to have a technology in action, which in week 2 we don't have. We're going to have it down here in week 3. So we'll have, in a normal week is going to look like this: technology in action, chapter 1. Then you're going to have a greater project and an extra credit quiz. So really you have 2 hard assignments that are due, and you've got 1 quiz. So that's going to be the general pattern. Sometimes it's going to be only 2. Like we have some weeks where we only have 2 items. Like Excel, we're going through Excel. We're just going to have the greater project and the extra credit quiz there. But normally we're going to have like technology in action and a greater project or a simulation with an extra credit on the same material. So yeah, so 2 or 3 is going to be your norm here. The second week is going to be your abnormal one because you've got your participation verification, you've got a quiz, you've got a greater project, and you've got actually 2 greater projects. So week 2 is going to be busy. Week 1, we're going kind of light. So week 2 is going to be kind of heavy. You can go ahead and work ahead if you like. The open dates are set to, I think, 2024. So you can go in and start whenever you like. Go ahead and knock out week 2 if you can. Let's see. So that is our schedule for the course. There's other information down here about, your responsibilities, effort and time proctored, college policies, how to get help, things like that. But this is the bulk of the syllabus. Read it, read through it thoroughly because this will be on your quiz. And again, there's no real way to mess up that quiz. I've designed it that way. So Vital Source is the other link I want to show you. This is where we go for our for the actual coursework that we're going to be doing. Wait, before we leave this, let me show you other things in Lamaku. So to get to that splash page, you can click up here on the course itself. You'll go back to where you see announcements and you'll have your link to like Vital Source over here. You'll see that upcoming on the calendar, but this is the only thing that'll be on the calendar. Those other ones I just showed you won't be on this calendar. This is the only one that'll be on there, and that's for the participation quiz, which is over here under quizzes. So we're going to use in here. So this right here is not really good. Let me show you a student view because it would be more beneficial for you to see this from the student view because you'll have less up here. So when you're viewing this as a student, you'll see your visual table of contents widgets. So you'll have your assignments. Assignments is going to be blank. Discussions, we're not using. Quizzes, you're going to have just the singular one in here. And when I click on it, it takes a while for some reason. So here we go. You can go ahead and click in for your participation verification. So we're going to use quizzes. We're going to use that main page right here. You can look at grades, so you can get an idea of your grades that you've got scored in here. So this is all the work that you're going to be doing. Then we're going to have, let's see, that's pretty much it for here. That's what we're going to be using. But content is where the main action is. That's where your course overview and the link to your course is. So we're going to click on Vital Source here. We click on this, you're going to get another screen for the initial sign up, and it's going to look different from mine because I'm an instructor. So just you'll click through to the courseware, and this is a multi-step process that drives me nuts every time I do it. Oh, and the reason why I'm getting this error is I'm still signed in as a student. So I have to knock myself out as a student, go back to being myself, go back to Vital Source. We can click in through here. And I can click on that Vital Source for Kapi'olani, and that brings me to the courses here. And from here, I click on Launch Courseware. And again, when you click on Launch Courseware, you may have to go through a page or two of just setting yourself up. but that should be self-evident. So then we click on Open My Lab and Mastering. Once we do this, we'll be in our course. And my view here is a little bit different from yours. I have like instructor tools and things like that, but what I want you to look at is assignments. Assignments is where all the action happens. So you want to go to assignments, and within assignments, you're going to see all these different things. The number one thing you need to look at is right here, the due dates. Anything with a due date marked is something that you have to turn in, and it tells you exactly when you have to turn it in. So this is important. Your due dates are here with the times and everything, and it's broken up into the cadence of which week and everything else. So you need to go through everything in this list, but when you're going through everything in this list, what you need to do is, first of all, you can do your assignments, and then you're going to be digging into the different sections. So your reading is going to be in something we call e-text. So you'll need to click into some of these, like week 1, preparing for week 2, essentially. You're going to have things in here. Whenever you see something like common features e-text, this is your reading. This is your book reading. So you'll want to do this. So you'll click on that. It's going to open up another window that is absolutely redundant and drives me nuts every time I see this, because again, we have the same thing. These will check off, I believe, as you do them, and you don't need to worry about checking anything off here. You don't need to worry about your score or any of this stuff up here. The only thing you need to do is go in there, click on this, and start your readings. And it'll come up with a page eventually. It's slow. That will have your, eventually it'll have something. Okay, based on your experience, I have no experience yet. So click to get rid of that. So this is your reading here. So you'll look common Microsoft 365 common features, take the first step. You'll go in here. It tells you what your learning outcome is. It says what the objectives and skills are. So these red sections are the ones that you're going to be clicking on to get to. And you'll notice that when you click on one, sometimes it'll go through this, objective 2 as well. So we click on objective 1. So look at the overview of this. This is the entirety of it right here. So we scroll back up, we click on objective 1, working with files, and it will go up here and it'll start us working with files. Then you'll read through all this information. So you go through all this, and you see it's got saving a file. Then you get to use common interface components. You go through here using the ribbon. So this is your reading. This is what you should be reading to understand what you need to do for your homework. So go through all this stuff. This is going to be in your, is this week 1? I think it's getting ready for week 2. So go ahead and read through everything in here. And then once you've done that, you can close this out. This is a separate window. So we're going to close that out. And then we're going to go to the previous window here. And actually, we'll go back to assignments here. So once we've done our work in here, and you can go in, they've got hands-on exercises as well that help. So these things will help you get used to things. So, oh yeah, so this is a video. I have to be honest here, I'm not a big fan of them, but they may help you review ideas that you've read in the e-text. So don't discount them. If you feel like you really want to view all of them, by all means do it. But if you find that it is redundant and it goes over the things you learn in e-text and you're not really interested in getting the video version of it, that's fine. These don't cover everything in here. So remember, your reading is the most important thing. So I'll just click out of this right here, go back to assignments. Then in here, we have week 2, it's another e-text right here, how to use a simulation. So this is going to show you how to use simulations in here, which you're going to need when you're doing the operating system stuff. So here we have the simulation training. So I want you to do all of these here. So anything that's like, when we get into week 2, you notice there's a lot of stuff here. So there's, multiple things here. Go ahead and go through these, because some of these are practice for your actual work that you're going to be doing. So that's kind of nice to do. So your operating systems quiz required, it's going to be coming from some of the other things, but you have like a key terms quiz here that may help you getting ready for your operating systems quiz. So go through all this information. Week 2, again, week 2 is the heaviest week that we have, I think. This is going to be one you look and it's got all this information, all this stuff to do. But if you want, go ahead and start in that week 1, get into your week 2. And then you'll notice that week 3 is a little bit lighter. And then, week 3 doesn't have as much. So, but you need to keep on top of this work. If you don't, it's going to avalanche on you and your grades are going to get worse and worse with all those zeros. So do your work, make sure that you get that e-text read. The e-text is the most important thing there, and then get those assignments done, but work through everything. So that's really everything. We have all the weeks laid out all the way up to week 16, and then we have the final exam in week 17, and that's going to be on your technology in action. It's not going to cover Excel, Access, Microsoft Word, or anything else. It's just covering the technology in action, and that's going to be, I forget what the exact percentage was, 21% or so, I think. So yeah, so this is what the coursework is going to look like. Some of these you'll see that you get multiple attempts to take different ones, like you get 2 attempts at your extra credit. Some of these I've actually opened up a little bit more, so you've got 6 attempts at this because some of these are a little bit harder than others. So yeah, so anyway, that is where you're going to see everything. But remember, your due dates, the stuff that you need to know about, you're going to find them either under the course overview that we went through, or you're going to find them here under the assignment due dates. Okay, so that covers, I believe, everything in here. That's pretty much all you need to be using there. Oh, one thing I wanted to cover is when you do a grader project, at the end of the grader project, you click on review. At some point, you'll see a button that says review, and a screen will open up, and the screen will have like a red mark. Unless you got everything right, it'll have like a red mark, and it'll have a little down arrow, a little chyron kind of thing. You click on that, and it'll accordion out a section that shows you piece by piece what you did wrong in the assignment. And that's very helpful. That's very good to know. A lot of people seem to miss that point and don't understand why they're not doing well with their grader projects. So keep that in mind when you're doing a grader project. That'll help you out. So I believe I've covered everything. We've gone through the courseware. We've gone through connecting to it. We've gone through the content, which is essentially the syllabus, how to get to your courseware, where your participation verification quiz, and it's due on September 7th or before. You can do it before if you like. And then grades. Grades is where you're going to see your grades at. So I see in here a list of everybody. So everybody's grades are going to be popping up here for me, but you will have yours in a different section. So anyways, that is my overview for the course. If you have any questions, as always, reach out to me, jsj3@hawaii.edu, and I'll be happy to help you out. Other than that, have a great day and go ahead and get started. Aloha.